I just think it's when you know Jake, it's a mental toughness. I think it's a competitiveness to rise to the occasion. The more important the moment gets, he's got that. I can remember, and I'm not comparing him to Marty Brodeur when I tell you this story, but I think great goalies have that mindset where they raise their level at the most important time. The year we went to the Stanley Cup final when Marty was a 40-year-old goalie for me in New Jersey, I saw it multiple times, but I remember, we were down in the first round that year to Florida and had to come back and win game 6 in overtime, game 7 in double overtime, and both nights, regardless of what the score had been or what had happened during that game, he found another level at the most important times, and you realized, why he had the career he had. So, I think great goaltenders have that mental edge where they raise their level, at those times.
Do they have a similarity in personality behind the scenes? Like, the only thing I can think of, like, Marty Brodeur would hold court with the media in Morning State, and Jake will talk.
Yeah.
And a lot of goalies don't. Like, but that's all I can see.
Yeah.
Is there something you see?
No, I think. Listen, I had Marty at 40. He was very comfortable in his own skin. He was already a Hall of Famer. He'd already won and done everything. Maybe Jake will be that guy at 40. He's not yet, and he shouldn't be. He's still trying to prove himself. But there's that mental piece is a big piece with a starting goalie.
Your top guys last game had that response. You were waiting for them to show up. They did. I guess, are you guys, I don't want to say bracing, are you guys preparing to have the Avalanche's top guys, some of their guys that haven't really produced yet?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this is what I know. I know we're going to get their best game, and, I'm assuming we're going to get the same game they played in Game 4 here. And so it's on us to make sure we're more competitive. I don't know. I'm going to assume they're going to be really good, and we're going to have to be a lot better than we were in here in Game 4 in order to have a chance.
What's your stress level like on a day like that?
Yeah, for sure. Well, it depends what Listen, it's like the players. It's different when you're on this side of the elimination than on the other side, for sure. And that's just human nature. You've got another day to coach. If things don't go well. So, I think when you're facing elimination like that. It's tough. There's no doubt it's stressful. I think it's critical though as a coach, and this experience kind of teaches you that you've got to be the composure. You've got to be the guy that looks unflappable. Because your group's feeling those butterflies.
Any update on Jason Robertson, just because we haven't asked in a while?
Yeah, skating, doing a little more every day. I would say he's definitely not week to week. I would call him more day to day now. He's starting to get into that area. So, he's still got some hurdles to go.
Any update on Mills? Lundqvist at all? Is he skating with Jason?
He is, yeah. I don't know. And I mean, listen, when Nils had that surgery, it was season ending was the terminology. I guess if we play deep enough into the playoffs, they might revisit that, but we're not in that neighborhood.
One player on the Colorado side that has left people wanting is Cale Makar, but you have a say in that too, and how you prepare your players to shut down a player like that. What goes into the attention that you pay to players like Makar?
I would say, our pre-scouts would be 80% Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, and trying to minimize the damage they do. That's the reality. I mean, that's the engine that drives that team, and we all have, both teams have depth, but we've played this team a lot of times in the playoffs, and if you don't have detail to your game when those two guys are on the ice, and they're going to make you look bad. So we spend a lot of time on that.
You've got this arena at a high in one of the loudest that
Mhm.
we've heard in a while. What is it about this arena that makes it such a cool place to play hockey?
Yeah. Well, it's a great fan base. I think similar to Dallas, they're engaged in the game. They're not sitting. It's not a corporate crowd. They're here to enjoy the game and get involved in the game. And I would say the game 3 too with the Landeskog coming back. How loud it was at the beginning there, and then obviously game 4. I think you got 2 great buildings. Dallas, I feel, has a similar feel.
Opposed to different than a game 2 or game 3?
Yes and no. Obviously, every playoff game is important. When you have a chance to move on, I think there's there's a desperate level from the other team that's going to be coming. There's one that you have to try to match. And then especially being on the road, you're looking for a certain type of game that we want to play tonight, and it's a great opportunity. So we're all excited.
As you go through experiences like game 4, Pete talked about maybe taking your foot off the gas. Does that resonate? Do you remember stuff like that as you move on through a series?
Yes and no, I guess. I don't know.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's tricky, right? If you asked me what happened kind of in second period game 2, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't know. There's just little things that, it's a sprint of 2 weeks, and, every day you try to get better as a group. Every day you got a new challenge, a new opportunity, and try to stay in the moments.
We annoy you with questions about why this, why that. But, when you look back, is there any reason for period 2 in game 4, or is it just things happen, and then you just move on to the next one?
Yeah, you got to. It's playoffs, right? Everyone talks about it all the time. You got to have that even keel.
Be a goldfish.
It's pretty crazy how you could win a game or score a goal and you feel like you're not going to lose a game, and then you lose you come in here last time and you lose, and you're like, is this over? There's so many things that you can go through your head. So you just got to try to find that neutral ground, and it's almost like a fresh start here, tonight on the road back here again, and got to win one to move on.
You guys don't care about these numbers, but since this coaching staff came in, on the road, you guys are number 1 in record, number 1 in goals for, number 1 in goals against in the regular season. So 3 years of that, and then 7-4 in the playoffs. Is there something they do or you do on the road that makes you successful?
It's news to me, all those numbers.
I know.
That's stuff for you guys.
That we play around with.
All the talk of the pressure, that's stuff for you guys. We're focused on one game tonight. Nothing's happened over the last 3 years that it's going to make that much of a difference, right? It's all about one game. So start with our first shift in the first period.
How different is a game 6 when you can close it out from a game 3 or 4 or 2 for that matter?
Yeah, it's definitely different in some ways, same in other ways. Obviously, it's still a game. We're still, coming out, and we're gonna do our best, play our best game we can, put our best game out there. And but there, I guess there's some differences in terms of, obviously their backs are against the wall. They don't want their season to end, and so I think that just kind of raises that, intensity and emotion from, the already super high level it's already at to, another level.
In the past 3 years in the regular season, you guys have the best record, most goals on the road, fewest goals against on the road, best record on the road. Is there anything you see there that you guys do that helps you be a good road team?
I think just the mindset of coming in and just playing a simple game and just doing what makes us successful. I think we're obviously have a lot of confidence in this group that we can win every night, and so it's just kind of coming to the rink with that kind of attitude and just playing a smart road game. And I think just have a lot of experience with it over the past couple of years, and so I think just try to learn from each experience and improve.
Do you play a similar game at home and the road? Pete doesn't seem to match that much at home, so then when you're on the road and you can't match, then it seems like a very similar, just roll 4 lines, roll.
I think we really like the depth that we have, and I think that allows us to just roll our lines and not worry too much about matchups and whatnot. And you want to play the same game at home and in the road. Obviously the atmospheres are a little different, especially come playoff time, but what we can do is just come out and play our best possible game, which is what we try to do every night, no matter if it's home or the road.
Brian Ray said that Chipotle is a big key to preparation for the game. Has that been a key for you?
yeah, it's always a key. Super important. Nutrition's super important, so Chipotle's super important for me.
As you become a quote-unquote professional athlete, is that an interesting part of it, that, you know, it's not just playing on the ice, there's other parts to the entertainment business?
Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, it's, you know, there's obviously, you know, what you care about and what you want to do is you want to be, you know, be on the ice and you want to help the team win games and all that, but, you know, there also does come with a lot of the other stuff, like talking to you.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I love everything that comes with it. It's awesome, and yeah, I think there definitely is. You know, there's, you know, a standard that you need to hold yourself to, not only on the ice but off the ice, and yeah, I mean, it's great, all the stuff that comes with it.
I've asked other young players, is it weird when you see your face on a billboard or on TV, or it's just, I mean, it's got to be, like I asked Jake about there's a guy in the stand wearing an otter head. That's got to be a little bit weird.
Yeah, it is weird. Yeah, just, I mean, even being, you know, for example, being in public and just, you know, seeing a Dallas Stars game and you're like, wow, like, I'm in that game. It's weird, you know, seeing people wear your jerseys and just kind of stuff like that. It's pretty weird, and it's also really cool. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's not exactly what you think about, you know, growing up. You just want to play and whatnot, but it's, you know, another really cool side of the game that, yeah, just kind of the popularity of hockey, and yeah, it's definitely really cool, and it's awesome to see all the support. You know, seeing people wear jerseys for not only myself but for the team, it's pretty cool.
Very close series so far. Both teams have each had really, really close games to make this very competitive. What's the kind of vision going into Game 6? Is there pressure on you guys? Is this just kind of any other, you're looking at it like a reset? What's the vision for Game 6?
I mean, our goal is to win the game, win the series. Obviously, their goal is for that not to happen. And yeah, I mean, the goal, I mean, it's just come out and play our best game. Obviously, you know, the playoffs, you know, every series is different, and every situation is different, and each, you know, game, you know, there's always that kind of cat and mouse part of, you know, each game. And but yeah, the mindset, just come out and play our best possible game. You know, we hope to go on a really long playoff run, and that, you know, being able to play as little games as possible helps, just with the, you know, all the wear and tear of playoffs. So yeah, just come out and put our best game forward.
Do you feel the intensity? I mean, this Game 6 obviously is a lot bigger than Game 1 or 2.
Yeah, I mean, you play 5 games against one team. Intensity rises, and there's some bad blood out there, but you know, we get a chance to make it to the next round here, and we all know the 4th game is the hardest to win, so you know, we need a big effort out of our group tonight, you know, because we know what this team can do in this building, and obviously saw that in Game 4, and you know, we got to be ready to go.
Do you look at Game 6 from last year at all? Is that completely in the past and doesn't really make a difference?
No, completely in the past. It's a whole new team over there, and obviously we have some new additions as well. So every game is you know, another opportunity to make a difference, and you know, a big one tonight.
You guys have been one of the best road teams in the league for 3 years of regular season. So I know the numbers are just numbers, but is there something you guys do on the road that helps you win games? Is it just repeating the same stuff? I know you like to use it. Pete likes to use 4 lines, 3 deep pair. It seems like that helps a lot on the road.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of just roll, and you know, we play a pretty simple game on the road. You know, from top to bottom, and then goalie out, and I don't know why we're so good on the road last couple of years, but it's working, so we're not going to change it.
He's not a big matcher. Does that help? I mean, you seem to play the same game at home as you do on the road.
Yeah, I think that could be part of the reason why we're good on the road is that we just roll top to bottom, and a lot of trust in our forward lines and our 3D pairs, and obviously our goalies. So that could be part of the reason.
And what do you like about morning skates? You're usually generally out here. Do you like the routine?
Just moving around. Not getting any younger here, so get the body moving, and I just like to feel the puck in the morning and get going.
Do you feel the altitude here at all? Not really?
Not really, no. Lots of talk about it, but when you're in the moment and the middle of a shift, you're not thinking about that.